quite a good bit of extra income. Well, maybe not a ton, it was already the same culture group. But better than a kick in the face. Jake, why can't you put an increased autonomy in all affected provinces in your rebels screen? Well, because most of these problems come from my negative stability, which is going to be quite expensive to increase. I guess I will focus on admin for a wee bit then. There's a really good tune called Europe playing right now, but it's so quiet. There is some problem with the different music packs, that their volume varies. Alright, Coptic's really wanting to rise up soon. Sure, create a proper fleet. Well, we got lazy dips. I may as well have Mogadishu eating out of the palm of my hand. And we'll throw an insult to our friend, not friend. Jake, can you convert your vassal subject interaction? That only works for heretical vassals, and he is a heathen to me, so no. I don't have the prestige to placate him, but I don't need to. I can have him embargo my rivals. That actually would be kind of useful, but why bother? There is no need to do that right now. You know what? I'll do it anyway. And Scootage. Ugh. Gee, it goes from bad to also bad. I will lose legitimacy this time. We are soon going to see ourselves in even more rebel hell. And then negative stability is doing a terrible number on our legitimacy. Not that our income is that great. What am I doing? Malindi, Kilwa, and Yemen. I mean, Makuria is the logical one to gun down. Okay, as expected, the Zealots rose up, as also expected. I forgot that I have two generals. I should have put them both in action, but I didn't put one of them here. Thankfully, it's kind of even Stevens here, so as long as you don't get ravaged by like getting a 5-0 shock roll. Oh, come on lads, you need to fight considerably better than this. Damn. But I won't have you having any freedoms here. Adlands are next up. Oh jeez, they want to rise up everywhere. And that is everywhere more than I want them to. Jake, you should try playing as Kaffa and take Kaffa. You know all those things you think, ha, that's a clever idea. No, they're usually not. That is to say, I'm not that interested. Especially since, after finishing this game, I'm going to kind of write off the Somalian region as an area to play in for quite some time. Okay, the Adalans want to rise up. Where exactly? If I'm going to block them off anyway, I want to stop them from causing too much havoc in the mountainous provinces, or the otherwise painful provinces to attack. Oh no, this is a little tune I haven't heard in a while. Einklein Court Music. Andreas Waltoft, always the... Oh god, here we go. Kinda glad we were there in the Highlands first, but can we hold? Damn. And I didn't have this fort paid for, so that's even more painful. What a pain. Ah, Faldorm 42, welcome to the ever-growing family. Okay, guess we just gotta gun them down. I need this fort back in my control. Nobody else's. And I don't want these guys bunching up at all. Oh, even more people want to rise up, and that's these folks now. They do number in the many, that's for shoot. I know it's Highlands. Alright, that seems better. If we're in our own land, we reinforce faster and better. Okay, what's around the corner? Peasant war, because my manpower is suffering like G did. And the low stability is not helping, so let's bunch everyone together. We need 6,000 to take care of this. Let's get there, and let's just hope that these folks don't see the need to rise up in the next few months, let's say. Oh, they want to rise up right now. Oh well. Again, they're gonna bunch together and be a real pain to kill. It's an interesting Jewish missionary. I remember that being the case for the Hindus as well when they first came out. Hope that isn't some kind of political statement. Okay, and this isn't often the case, we really don't have the funds to be getting our missionaries on the go. Okay, well at least they're not going to be doing anything right now because they're limited to where the old cores were. And they will probably defect within 5 years. I forget where I can check this. Here we go. They can declare independence, yeah, 5 years from when they started. No problem. But I do need that money. Don't know exactly how this is currently a golden era for our culture, but I'll accept it. Also, yeah, I take it all back. We might as well be getting our religious, or our country, religiously united through use of offensive Daleks. Yeah, enough of this song. Let's get something more action Hank-like. Okay, this is going to be painful for our troops, but when is it not? Let's get everyone here bunched together. It's rather unfortunate that we're going to be outnumbered, but at least we'll be in Highlands and we'll have a much better general. So we'll have a 3 advantage to the shock phase. Let's just hope we can make the most of it. At the end of it, our army is going to be destroyed. And yes, we are going to be buying stability. I'd like to buy more. Please, sir, I want some more. Okay, so we're flanked by 2 bits of cavalry on either side. That is one of the worst situations you could be in, so let's just hope for good rolls. 0's not a good roll. That is, but numbers are ravaging us. Jeez. I deserve many things, and that is not one of them. Also, that was our one chance to attack them aggressively in the Highlands. Or rather, defensively. With an advantage, is what I'm trying to say. We don't even have the men to reinforce this stack. Nor do I really have the money to get mercs. I think I hear some of my troops in the background. Okay, there are other Highlands that we can use for our benefit here. So, indeed we are still hemorrhaging money, but let's just deal with it. I have every confidence in my troops. We'll retake this province, And we will kill them. No money. Wow. Okay. At least the numbers are slightly more grateful to us this time. But we're still getting flanked hard. Well, not as hard. Okay, thank goodness. Now, next up are the Hunj separatists. I wonder what fun they'll be giving us. This is actually one of those situations where paying it down would be quite useful. Or we find out where Gezira is, and sadly we cannot increase autonomy. Okay, well what we can do, just get everyone together. Again, we don't have the manpower to be paying for those guys. Split off 2 of you, retake these provinces because I need the income, the rest of you get on Gezira. Hopefully they don't rise up at the turn of the month here, otherwise I am in trouble. Yeah, almost considering harsh treatment, but not quite. We've got our provinces back. Let's just prepare for the inevitable rise up. And finally, get some positive stability back on the go again. It's a shame because I would rather be having more religious ideas fleshed out. We're actually on par with the Mamluks militarily instead of beating them. Ottomans. Nobody's really counterbalancing them very well. And since Austria lost the emperorship, yeah, the Ottomans are going to be a problem, no doubt about that. We're in the positive when it comes to our treasury at least. I'm very grateful for the extra manpower. Now here's a thought, we actually do have some influence in the Gulf of Aden. We would probably benefit from collecting here now. Well, let's check that. 2.25 becomes 2.64. Those ducats. And I knew it! Up they rise, down they go. Get the hell out of my land. Get rid of the mercs. And we'll probably spend like 5 years of relative peace. Jake, don't stoop to allying kebab. Yeah, okay. I haven't allied anybody so far. You're allied with the Mamluks, not to mention Malindi, or what's left of Malindi. You there. You still hate Mutapa Takanuchi, but... It's you I'd like to fight, but your alliance with Kilwa is too treacherous for me. If I actually had some money, I wouldn't mind investing in some galleys so that I could dominate the Red Sea, have the enemy come across at my pace. However... Oh, you're allied Hormuz. It's kind of cute. I would have to have enough ships to beat both Marhan and Yemen. Yeah, I don't have the legitimacy to lose on that. Also, no heir still. Let's hope the Solomonid, whatever his face is, let's hope he prospers and lives a very long time. Yeah, our insult has gone away now, hasn't it? So, who's up next? I guess Yemen deserves one. This is kind of good. Our country will slowly strengthen, get its money back, and soon we can grow to dominate the trade, as any self-respecting Jewish state should. I have not played Honey Pop yet. It's on the punishment game list. Okay, thank goodness that peasant war should fizzle away once our manpower reaches, dare I say, tolerable levels. 885 viewers at the moment. I feel so helpless against my own attempts to reduce viewership. Okay, but this is kind of fun. Now we're attacked by Yemen and Marahan. That's one way to find out how many enemy ships we're up against. If I had maybe 10 galleys, that would be enough to deal with this. But I do not have 10 galleys. In fact, I'm rather horribly outnumbered. Not quite 2 to 1, but near enough. I have a slight tech advantage, which I can turn into a grossly enormous tech advantage. I also need a bit of prestige, so let's get some church attendance duty on the go. So how do we deal with this situation? Well, straight away I'm actually tempted to raise war taxes. I will, actually, since the next tech is so far away. The question is, do I go with mercs or not mercs? The answer is we go with mercs. We make a pleasantly large surplus, so we're going to get those mercs on the go, and they're only going to run into coastal desert here. Our fort is on desert as well. We've got this. We do, however, need a month to pass so that we actually get some garrison here at the very least. Alright, it's not much, but it should be enough to hold. That was very generous of them to go and fight some wild Africans in tall grass. Like my favourite Pokemons. Alright. Yeah, sure enough you want to fight the Mogadishus. I want to fight everyone, frankly. But what we'll do is we'll have everyone come together here. Hopefully you actually fight the Mogadishu province. Or rather besiege it, is what I'm trying to say. Jake, block the strait crossing. With what? All those boats that I don't have? Okay. General strategy, as always. Hopefully I'm going to have Mogadishu attached to my... Oh, there's a thought. His tech is garbage. Well, still, we're going to tell him to attach to our mercs, because I care very little for our mercs. The mercs will arrive on the scene first, if I give them another day. So the mercenaries can take the brunt of the Yemenis force, and I will even have a flank on them. A perfect flank as well. Since we have the tech advantage, or 2 tech advantages, we should annihilate this force. So for the best, but plan for the worst. Now again, most of my losses are going to be these guys. Whew, what a terrible day to be them. It's a shame it takes so long to make a single boat, because one boat could make all the difference here. Oof, that's harsh. Can't actually afford you. Where do we go from here then? Jake, I meant block with your troops. Okay, I see where to go from here. Marahan actually has no forts other than his capital fort. And since we just beat back the Yemenis, they will take, I'd say, about half a year before they come knocking again. So, let's boogie. We'll try and murder the enemy troops here. Hopefully stack wipe the guy. And then I will split up into stacks of 2 and destroy him. Even better if he goes to Mogadishu, which for some reason is steps. Huh. Sure. Unfortunately, the supply limit here is less than ideal. Why is this? Because it's arid. Let's get out of this arid land. In the meantime, let's increase that trade efficiency because, well, we need the dosh. And same as before, let's have the mercenaries lead the way. Let's actually have the mercenaries have our general as well. That way the general can be there from day 1. This is a river crossing, huh? But he has no maneuver. Both of our generals have maneuver? Excellent. Better than excellent. That's not half bad. I wonder if the mercs are going to take the front line. Apparently we're arriving on the same day here. Actually doesn't make a difference. It's mixed merc and non-merc. Still, they die here. No ifs, no buts, no candy, no nuts. They just die. Still, this is hurting on the ducats. You're no doubt going to run away to your capital. I will chase you down. Oh, maybe not. If you run away to Yemen, then that's fine by me as well. No, you're just generally heading north. I don't know where or why. It's still possible that you're running over to Yemen. No, if you run there and stay there, I'll kill you. It's coastal desert, you have no real defense against me, you die. So, we're down to 12-ish. That's fine. We can split you up rather nicely, maybe not like that, but maybe like this. Yeah, that should do. I want the 3,000. Oh, and I'm so glad this list is scrollable now. 3,000 on the capital. The rest of you, take all their everything. Hell on the manpower, hell on the money, but it's a bigger hell for him. And the reason I'm leaving them as 2,000s is so that I can win any of these battles. Alright, as expected the Yemenis are back, but I don't actually think they're going to fight me here. They're more interested in besieging that fort, which suits me just fine. I've got your number. Oh, yeah, that's right, they can't actually push by here, I don't think. Yeah, because that fort's in their way. They can't go from this fort out of it, so they have to take it in order to move into here. Wow. Who would have thought the day that I can effectively use a fort would come? I sure didn't. You there. That's a bigger priority. Make with the killing. Need to ask myself what exactly I want out of this guy. Humiliations are always good. And war reparations are also always good. I should probably feed a good chunk of land to Mogadishu, since he could administrate it a bit better. His culture, it's all Somali. And what was the other thing I was trying to say? It's Sunni, so his religion as well. The trouble will come from crossing into enemy territory here. Okay, so fairly looted. All I really need here is enough to siege it, so we'll throw you folks down. The rest of you, get out of there. Hopefully get... get our vassal to attach to us so we can launch a do-or-die attack on Yemen. We will be 3 mercs down, but we'll be okay. It's actually tempting to build an extra couple of mercs just to make sure we ravage this guy, so I will. Alright, good, he's coming. The supply limit's fine for me, but it's probably going to be hell for him, so we'll have him over here. Coastal land, slightly better supply. Oh, wow. This guy crumbled, which means we can do whatever we want to him. Did I have any claims? And sadly he has no important centers of trade. also sad is that I don't have much admin power. Maybe it would be better of me to give a chunk of it to Mogadishu. Yeah, but I should probably take something for myself. I mean, that's only fair, right? And Mogadishu is pathetic tech. So when they have rebel problems, it's more like rebel no problems. Actually, you were big enough to one-shot, but... This way I'm not humiliating you, but it does push you out of the picture. You'll never be a threat again. Taking more land for myself does seem a bit greedy at this stage. Gotta consider also your liberty desire, which is non-existent. Alright, let's do this. Okay. Goes from good to greater. I want that guy as soon as I can afford him, which will be after the climax of this war. I also really hope I don't get destroyed. Wait, why did I even say that? And why are you attached to me? Get off of me. These guys are crazy sometimes, but there we go. Wait, that isn't at all what I wanted. I want my mercenaries ramming face first into the enemy, with my vassal attached to me, and the rest come in as backup. Don't really care if my vassal loses out there. Still. Ah, he did block it. The cur. Ambargation, the Mountain of Kings. Once our great kingdom was plagued by crisis and civil strife upon every succession. Yes, succession. My emperor just clinging to dear life here. All royal princes except the direct heir of the king are kept isolated from the outside world on slopes of blah-de-blah. That I don't like. I mean, one stability, great, but am I looking for that crap on air? I think not. Ooh. See that? That's the kind of thing I'm looking for. I probably got these events at the same time. I probably could have taken the +1 stability and gotten the air, and then gotten this air, which would have overwrote it. But we keep our... Yes! That is just too good. Too good to be true. Okay, what's our new disaster? Peasant war again. Demands exceed war score. Ah, wait, but I'm dealing with the wrong person here. I want this from you. Even worse. It's because we got the humiliation there. But that should deal with you adequately. Hope Mogadishu doesn't mind. But they seem to be coring that up nicely. I should follow suit. And yeah, I am not having any of these unrest issues. Let's just get that done. Do female heirs go hunting? Yeah, we all hope not, but... this one probably will. She is, after all, talented and ambitious, apparently. This is all good and well, but I'm not a big fan of how you are blockading me. I mean, you could keep coming along and we will keep slaughtering you. I could just take the war reparations. And a bit of dosh. I can't demand any land since I haven't occupied a fort, and as long as he keeps those staggering 4 ships, I can't do anything about it. But what I will do is I will take the money that he is so gracefully giving me and use it to construct a fleet. A fleet so grand, I'll knock his socks off. But more importantly, sink his navy. Just galleys, since these are inland... out of money already. Oh well. We need to save up some dough. Which means no army maintenance for a while. What is the name of this song? This song is Impressive. And it's from the EU3 soundtrack. I believe it's one of the EU3 DLC soundtracks, of which there were rather a few. Okay, I know I just said I need to save money, so I stopped paying my troops here, but I think I'm going to murder Kaffa. Which means I have to get rid of their transfer trade power to me. Ugh, it's fine, we don't need that. It's very useful for me that Mogadishu remains at low... she's 13. She'll be ready for ruling our fine nation soon enough. I should actually marry you with us since we have hopefully a long life ahead of her. I gotta hand it to my ruler. He lived precisely as long as he needed to, and a bit more on top of that was as long as I wanted him to. Why do we still have a peasant war coming? Legitimacy less than 50. Okay, let's do what we can to solve this. What can we do? Should we integrate Mogadishu already? I think it should be a consideration. I mean, it won't take them too long to core this land, and I'm not particularly keen on going large with the vassal feeding, not with these guys. I want that important centre of trade, and I want it fast. It's actually tempting to move my capital to the Gulf of Aden trade node since it is super lucrative. Although I might move my trade capital there instead. How much are we missing out of because we have this massive malice to it? Rather a lot. I think there's good money to be made here. All we have to do is secure the 2 other important centres of trade. We have 1, but we could have more. And I don't think this fort is really necessary anymore. As soon as we can afford it, we should be building a marketplace there instead. Seize the moment. Not a big fan of this whole looming disaster thing, it must be said. When our talented daughter hits the throne, we should be a-okay. But it is slightly worrying and kind of stopping me from going to war right now. Or rather, at the moment she takes the throne. Jake, it would be awesome if your sound guy would optimize the EU3 soundtrack for EU4. I would certainly pay some shekels for it. Good point. I'm actually going to be speaking to him about that. I'm sure there are not loopholes, but legal issues with things like that. I honestly can't say anything about that. But I would love to see the EU3 soundtrack brought over, touched up for EU4. And if I want something, I generally try to get... shoot. See that 100%? That isn't so nice. Not something I often do, but I'm harsh treating that. It's only 50 mil. And mil is something we have a fair chunk of. Because I was not at all prepared for them rising up. glad I caught that. I mean, I caught that just in... oh! This is what they call really bad news. Really bad news. Hello, Mamluks. I see that nobody wants to be my friend. Minus 1,000 at war. And the Ottomans are, in a great bit of surprise, targeting the knights instead of the Mamluks. Our manpower is so-so, our money is low, and... right. What do we do? Alright, I know what we're going to do. We're going to continue this on the next session, because it's getting a bit late, and I'm trying to break out of the habit of late nights. Tomorrow we will resume this campaign. I don't know when, so don't ask me, and we will also play the other punishment game. Some people know what it is. Let's not spoil it for those that don't. So, okay, it is a little unfair for me to leave it at a cliffhanger and not say when I'm going to stream. So let's say tomorrow at 12 noon Central European summertime. So that is 13.5 hours from now. Hold on, no, 13.5 hours from now I'll do the punishment game. And that'll take, I don't know, 3 hours. And then we'll continue Europa. So, cheers folks, this has been Jewish John. Who knows, his ambitions may be cut short. Or rather, her ambitions. Haggis Solomanoid. Anyway, cheers and cheerio folks. You already know what not to settle for.